Hello everyone, good morning from Nicosia and welcome to Sigmalive Hangouts. Joining us today, Silke Mader from Germany, one of the founders and the chairman of the European Foundation for the Care of Newborn Infants, also known as EFCNI. Silke Mader managed to unite all European associations for one goal: the prevention and common care of all European premature babies and their families. Mother of a premature baby herself, Mrs. Mader has dedicated her whole life to this purpose by giving a great example to the rest of the world. Silke, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
So first of all, what is the reason behind the foundation of EFCNI?
So EFCNI is founded in 2008 from parents and also professionals to improve the situation on premature births in Europe. And I had myself a premature birth and was 8 years before the president of the German organization, changed a couple of laws and changed a lot of the situation for parents, that parents have access to the babies now and having a voice for their babies and the situation and make improvements. And in 2007 we created the idea to do these things also outside of Germany, because we realized that the situation is very similar in Europe. In the meanwhile, we know all over the world. So it's really a huge challenge, the premature birth in the world. And in the future, we have to prevent premature birth and have improved the situation for them, because it's over 10% what we have now, premature babies. And this is really a huge number. It's not a small group. It's the biggest child patient group in the world.
Mm-hmm. So what are the actions of the organizations? How do you help premature babies and their families in action?
So what we do first is to get information to prevent preterm birth, to spread the message, how can you prevent preterm birth. So you can do yourself a lot about this, but you also have to educate and train professionals, that they give the information to the pregnant women or to the young woman who wants to be pregnant. And the second thing is to really provide in as much as possible languages the situation where those parents are. So how can you help your babies? We collect donations to provide in NICU's chairs, as I had a premature baby 16 years ago in Germany, Munich, so in a rich area in Europe. We had no chairs where parents can sit and can kangaroo with the babies. And in the meanwhile, in each hospital in Germany are chairs and areas where parents can be and have 24 hours access. In most of the European countries, especially in South European countries, in East European countries, it's not existing and parents have no access. So we help parents to get a voice for their babies and have access to their babies, and we provide education and training and give speeches on congresses to give this kind of information also to the professionals to make this change possible.
Mm-hmm. And I know you're behind the World Prematurity Day. How did you come up with this idea, and what is the purpose?
Yeah, so the fascinating thing is that this day was really founded from EFCNI and its parent organizations on the first meeting, as we met us the first time 2008 in Rome. And where the reason is that our founder, he lost triples in 2006, and he got at this day on November 17 their first healthy baby, and this was for the whole group a sign that this gives future, and this will be our day. In the beginning, the people laughed about us because parents found a day that's just a legal thing for WHO or for UNICEF, but not for a few parents meeting somewhere in Rome. But we did it, and we never gave up, and this year was the first time that UNICEF and WHO and all these big organizations joined us, and we had no money at this time, so we collected an idea or we thought we need an idea where we catch the people's attention, and we hang up socks lines all over the world, and 1 in 10 was a baby, also a premature baby pair of socks. And so in the meanwhile, it's this symbol of Prematurity Day that we hang up socks line, that we create socks and tell the story behind this little pair of socks, what they need and what it have to be improved in the next years. And this is what we want to tell the people on the street, that 1 in 10 is a preemie baby, and we need a lot to improve the situation, because in the future we have to imagine also everybody counts or have to count on this, because 1 in 10, that means in 20, 30 years, the population of a society will be 10% of ex-preterm infants and the families. And this really counts in when we speak about social or health government issues. It's nothing what we have not to forget. We really have to think about this and have to put attention on this big number.
All right, and then there is the white paper on the table. Can you tell us a bit about it?
Yes, this was a very challenging project after we published in 2010 the benchmark report, where we show very clearly how big is this number and how is the inequality in the different countries, especially in your country. It's around 15%, so 40.7 as far as I know. And also my country, Germany, is one of the worst in Europe, and we have countries in the north where we have just 5% of premature rate. Why is it, and why we not change something in our health system? And in 2011 we published a white paper where we gave clear recommendation. What is the situation, what we can do, and what is the research behind? So giving the people evidence that we're not speaking about wish situations, or really giving outcome data. If you do this, then you can improve the situation later in life for these children. And we not started only on the prematurity issue, we really started before birth, or also before the baby already is planned, because you can do a lot before you already are pregnant. So reducing the weight, living healthy, or giving folic acid to reduce the risk of spina bifida. So there is not really a big attention on pregnancy, on having a healthy pregnancy, because you're programming your baby, and that's a really very important timeline. This counts for the life of this human being later in life, for the rest of the human life.
You've mentioned before about the problem in Cyprus, which is pretty much very serious, because if I'm not wrong, we're rated 14th. Do you have any contacts in Cyprus? Do you have any actions?
Yes, we have a very, very active collaboration with the parent organization in Cyprus and with the team there, and it's very impressive to see how they put really pressure on this topic, how they try to finance and collect donations to make an improvement, finance and education of family-centered care and NIDCAP in the Cyprus NICU, and this is really impressive and also a symbol for the rest of the European organizations, because you have these challenges in your country of financial or not having financial resources, and having so much powerful people who really fight for this. And this is for us in the West European countries really a motivation to see what you are doing there. The challenge of your country is what you have mentioned. You have a huge number of prematurity. We need support for the population of your country, that you get support, financial support, and that people are aware that you have such a huge number of prematurity. It's the worst in Europe. It's very similar to African countries, and this is where Europe have to or have to see this and have to help, and not forget that that Europe is Europe. We have many countries like yours that need special support and information, and provide also health equipment and tools that we spread the message in your country.
How can someone support this goal of yours?
So especially when you hear this in Cyprus, you can give donations to this organization, to the parent organization. You can think about in what you are doing in media to make this problem really aware in this broad public, and to have access in the end to this information, spread the message, what you can do to prevent the situation, but also giving really direct support. It can be financially, but it can be also donation of other things. We need chairs in the NICU, we need furniture, we need a space where the parents can be, and we need also food and drinks for parents when they stay the whole day in the hospital. So every single support for parents helps, and we need more stuff in the NICUs. That means more nurses who take care. And when you think about 14% or over 14% in your country, it means in the future 14% of the population. So that's really something where the people have to wake up, but also really donations help this organization to make a change in your country. You have just one NICU. That means to see how this organization can make changes in your country.
I've also came across an EFCNI, if I'm saying it right. What does it stand for?
Eeny, meeny, miny. Yes, this is a campaign where I mentioned before the socks activities. This is a counting rhyme, an English counting rhyme, but also a German counting rhyme, because often when you count, when children count, they say eeny, meeny, meck, and then this baby or this child should go away. And this means in the end, no, they should not go away. They are between us in our society. We have to take care of them. We have to focus on their health and our outcome. And this was the idea in the beginning, and this was also the start of hanging up socks lines and count this one little tiny baby and put this in the middle of our society and support and help this baby. And in the meanwhile, it's a voting activity. That means that on this website, Eeny, meeny, miny, you can vote. Also in Cyprus, you can vote on your country, and on the April 7th we will have a huge opening event in the European Parliament where we hand over all these votes from each single country and tell the politicians, we collected all these votes, so we demand from you that you are acting now for this huge patient group. So please go on eenymeenyminy.eu and vote for Cyprus premature babies and for an improvement for the future of your country.
Lastly, what is the message you want to send across to parents or the governments or even the European Parliament?
So for the parents, I would say never ever give up. Believe in your babies and believe in what these babies can do in the future. So that is a challenging journey what these parents are do. For the politicians, I would say you have to wake up. You have to see this huge number of premature babies in your countries, in Europe, and if you not invest in the beginning of life, this baby will never ever have a healthy aging and will pay in the end when we are retired. So we have to invest in the beginning of life. And for the professionals is also a very important target group to see the needs of the parents and see the needs of these little tiny babies. Love and bonding and taking care of this baby in the very beginning will help for really having a healthy life, and this is very important. So the baby and the parents, they have to be together from the beginning, and these babies are going home to the parents and have to grow up healthy.
Silke, I want to thank you for being with us, and I hope the best for you and your cause.
Yeah, thank you very much, and I cross fingers that everything will change in Cyprus, that we can reduce the numbers and that we can make an improvement in the next years for your country. So thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.